So have you guys seen the new Seahawks alternate logo? Oh wait, that's wrong.
Hey, I'm Gary Payton at the Seattle Supersonics.
Jay Peter with the Seattle Mariners and Jermaine Kearse.
Cliff Averill.
This is Nate Burleson. You're watching NorbCam.
NorbCam.
You're watching NorbCam.
Hey, what's up guys? This is NorbCam coming at you Wednesday before the Seahawks-Packers opening NFL game for 2017. Very excited, but a little look into that. Not a full-on breakdown of that game. I want to do that later in the week, but just a quick preview talking about a little bit about the injury situation along with a couple of other news items this week. So first of all, Seahawks-Packers going into it, obviously the number one concern that I've always had is the injury situation. Starting with the bad news is that running back Thomas Rawls is questionable, still dealing with a high ankle sprain, which is very saddening to me because that's been my guy. I've been rooting for him since he came out 2 years ago. I was hoping he'd get a clean start right off the bat getting into the opening season, and it's just been slow for him getting out. Just has not played much during the preseason, dealing with that ankle, which has just been lingering. So we'll have to see what happens there. Hopefully he can be a go on Sunday. But if not, good news is we got Prosise ready to go. He's been dealing with some issues, so he seems to be all right. And then wide receiver Tyler Lockett, who had that nasty leg break last year. He is good to go, ready to go as well. So we have not seen him at all. They've kept him off the field for good reason to save him for this opening game. So can't wait to see his speed and watch him explode in the return and receiving game. So hopefully everything goes as planned with him come Sunday. But other than that, really, besides linebacker Will Hoyt, who may be out of the game with an injury he's been dealing with, everybody else is healthy. So Seahawks relatively healthy, all things considered, going into that Seahawks-Packers game, where the Packers for right now are a 3-point favorite going into the game, which really means this is like a even money pick'em game because the home team normally gets a 3-point advantage. So you take that into consideration, really it's a pretty even game. I'm still going to stick with my prediction that I made in my Seahawks 2017 prediction video, where I said the Seahawks are going to win by a field goal, 27-24, and I'm sticking with that. I think it's going to be a close game, down to the wire. Maybe it's a last-second field goal. Maybe it's a last-second missed field goal by the Packers, but I expect a close, exciting game. And looking forward to that first one of the season on Sunday. So last video I talked about all the players that were waived by the Seahawks, but I said there was a chance that some of them might come back if they clear waivers, and certainly a bunch of them did. In fact, 10 guys came back to the Seahawks. Actually, 8 came back, and we picked up 2 more. But the 8 players who we let go and came back was backup quarterback Trevon Boykin, running back Mike Davis, wide receiver David Moore, our 7th-round rookie, cornerback Mike Tyson, 6th-round pick, wide receiver Cyril Grayson, the track star out of LSU, undrafted, tight end Tyrone Swoops, who's actually a quarterback making an adjustment to tight end. He's on the practice squad. Backup center Joey Hunt, defensive tackle Garrison Smith. So those are the 8 guys we brought back, and then we also picked up a couple more. A linebacker, Austin Calitro, an undrafted. These are both undrafted rookies. Linebacker Austin Calitro and tight end Jaron Jones. Those 10 guys were added to the squad. And we talked about Kason Williams being waived. Well, unfortunately, he was not one of the guys who came back to the practice squad, as he was picked up by the Cleveland Browns. So we got Jermaine Kearse going to the New York Jets, and Kason Williams going to the Cleveland Browns. I'm not sure which is worse. Would you rather be Kearse with the Jets or Williams with the Browns? I don't know. They're both not very ideal situations, but best of luck to those guys. You know what I'm saying? Now I wanted to talk about a disturbing situation. You might have heard it already on the news. It's been going on the radio and media all over the place. But Michael Bennett, as many of you know, he's been sitting down during the national anthem as a form of protest against the treatment of African Americans as it pertains to racial inequality, particularly with the police force. And ironically enough, an incident happened involving Michael Bennett and the police force after the Mayweather-McGregor fight. Michael Bennett issued a statement in regards to that. And I'm going to read that to you just so that you can kind of hear exactly how he phrased it. So bear with me as I read this out. But he says, "Dear world, on Saturday, August 26, 2017, I was in Las Vegas to attend the Mayweather-McGregor fight on my day off. After the fight, while heading back to my hotel, several hundred people heard what sounded like gunshots. Like many of the people in the area, I ran away from the sound looking for safety. Las Vegas police officers singled me out and pointed their guns at me for doing nothing more than simply being a black man in the wrong place at the wrong time. A police officer ordered me to get on the ground. As I laid on the ground, complying with his commands not to move, he placed his gun near my head and warned me that if I moved, he would blow my effing head off. Terrified and confused by what was taking place, a second officer came over and forcefully jammed his knee into my back, making it difficult for me to breathe. They then cinched the handcuffs on my wrists so tight that my fingers went numb. The officer's excessive use of force was unbearable. I felt helpless as I lay there on the ground, handcuffed, facing the real-life threat of being killed. All I can think of was, I'm gonna die for no other reason than I am black and my skin color is somehow a threat. My life flashed before my eyes as I thought of my girls. Would I ever play with them again, or watch them have kids, or be able to kiss my wife again and tell her I love her? I kept asking the officers, what did I do? And reminding them that I had rights they were duty-bound to respect. The officers ignored my pleas and instead told me to shut up and then took me to the back of a nearby police car where I sat for what felt like an eternity until they apparently realized I was not a thug, common criminal, or ordinary black man, but Michael Bennett, a famous professional football player. After confirming my identity, I was ultimately released without any legitimate justification for the officers' abusive conduct. I have always held a strong conviction that protesting or standing up for justice is just simply the right thing to do. The fact is, unequivocally, without question, why before every game I sit during the national anthem. Because equality doesn't live in this country, and no matter how much money you make, what job title you have, or how much you give, when you are seen as a N-word, you will be treated that way. The system failed me. I can only imagine what Eric Garner, Michael Brown, Trayvon Martin, Tamir Rice, and Charlena Lyles felt. I have retained Oakland civil rights attorney John Burris to investigate and explore all my legal options, including filing a civil rights lawsuit for the violation of my constitutional rights. Sincerely, Michael Bennett. So, I heard that on the radio while I was driving, and it definitely affected me, just trying to imagine being in that situation. And, boy, again, it's just ironic that it happened to him, who's been a very outspoken and has shown his strong protest and his beliefs in this issue, and to have it actually happen to him, well, you can believe it now that people are going to be definitely talking about this. So again, we'll watch this situation closely, see what the next steps are in this case. It's unfortunate that it happened, but in some ways, I don't know, maybe there's a positive side to this, that sometimes it takes an incident like this, luckily not a tragic one, to get people to make some changes and look at the situation a little bit more closely. It's just crazy what's going on in this world. But I don't want to end on this heavy note. I do want to talk a little bit about a lighter subject, something to have some fun with. I did joke about the Seahawks new alternate logo that was released. I was joking, I said this was their logo. This is the new alternate logo that Seahawks came up with, that I guess they're going to start putting on merchandise and shirts and whatnot. And there you go. I've said before, I'm kind of a traditionalist. I like old school stuff. It took me a long time to get used to the uniforms, the first change in uniforms, and then the second change in uniforms. So this just, I don't know. Thing is, I've seen other shirts that have done this, actually done more like on custom t-shirt, small companies and things. In fact, there was a company called the Seattle Bird that I know the owner of, who made a thing very much like this. It's a little bit different. In some ways, I like their version better, on the front view of a Seahawk. And I don't know. I can't get into this. I mean, I looked at it on the hats and the shirts, and it looks funny to me. And maybe that's just me and my whole, I wasn't one to embrace the green, the action lime green jerseys they came out with last year. I don't think I'll ever buy one, and I don't know. It's good. This just doesn't work for me. I'm into, this is old school right here. But I like the new one, but it's just, I don't know, it's pretty funny. It's pretty funny looking to me, but hey, but if you like it, say so in the comments, and tell me how much you do like it. And if you're gonna go buy, a jersey or a hat with this on there, you're free to do whatever you want with your money, but that's just my opinion. That's me. Anyway, signal for me to go. Well, that's it. So thank you for watching. It's going to be a great game on Sunday. I expect to do another preview, a little bit more detailed matchup video between the Seahawks and the Packers. But for right now, I appreciate you watching. Please subscribe to my channel by clicking on this button right here. You can also watch a previous video of mine my 2017 reaction video right here, and I'll plop up another one over here too, so you can check out some of my other videos that I think you ought to watch. So thanks again. Please share this and like it. Give it a thumbs up if you do. And I appreciate you, all my Seahawks fans, my 12s out there. Plus, I know there's a lot of people from other fans from other teams who like to watch my stuff, and I appreciate you guys coming out here, even if you come here just to troll and to hate. The more the merrier as far as I'm concerned. So bring it. We'll talk to you guys soon, and go Hawks, baby.